Hi, everybody. I really look bad today. My eyes are watering. A lot of it has to do with the energy shifting again. But I wanted to go ahead and make a video. Let me make sure my tablet's charging. I don't really need the tablet today. All right. This one's going to be a little bit of controversy, I guess, because I'm going to talk about clones. I'm going to talk a little bit about body sleeves. I'm going to talk a little bit about 3D and 5D. And do know that I get this from my downloads on Energy Source. I do listen to other people's perspective, and I absolutely believe that you should listen to as many different people as possible, because somewhere in all of the stories that you're getting, the truth is in there. And my truth and your truth could totally be different, and that's fine. It's what you want to believe, what you're ready to believe. So, the video that I saw, I'll go back to it here. It was on Rumble. It was called Cloned Humans from Underground. I'm just going to show you the picture of it. Let me just roll it around so you can see it. And like I said, I listen to what different people say. I didn't agree with everything that the man had said, but it did confirm some of the things that I had gotten from a download from Energy Source. So let's just talk. And if I keep running my nose, it's because I feel like that it's running, and it's really not. Like I said, it has a lot to do with the energy. It's like my eyes are on fire or something today. It's kind of hazy outside. I don't know how to explain it. But this stuff is kicking my ass. All right. So when I started going down the clone rabbit hole, this was one that was really, really hard for me. And you have to realize that I was going down these rabbit holes before Q came out, before a lot of people started talking about this stuff. I don't even know how I got. I don't know. I can't even remember what got me on it, to be honest with you. But anyway, it was a rabbit hole that I found on my own that no podcaster had talked about, no article talked about. I just got in there and started on it, and I didn't believe it was possible. I read every medical document I could find. I went all the way back when they were talking about cloning the sheep and about Dolly. I kept going. I listened to different people that were talking about, it'd be years before we could get there. But I kept seeing pictures of actors that looked like somebody who lived back in the Wild West days or even back farther. And I just kept saying there's something to this. And God kept pushing me to keep going. So I kept researching and researching. Finally, I found videos about rappers, and I'm talking about the rap music, that kind of stuff. And when I listened to these men talk about what they went through, the agreements they had to sign, how they were in Canada, this is where a lot of it was taking place. It probably still is. That's when I finally realized, hey, this stuff is real. This stuff is absolutely real. And if it hadn't have been for Energy Source pushing me to keep going, I may have just said, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't believe it. But I kept having that urge to keep going. And I'm glad I did. Because now, we got almost 8 years later, it's coming out more and people are talking about it. Now, in that video that I showed you, he talked about how hard it is to clone people. And that was one of the things I had learned. So I agree with him on that. That when you keep cloning off of the same person, some of the essence gets, it's kind of like, how to explain it? Like you take a picture, and then you take your phone, you take a picture of that. Then you take your phone and you take a picture of that. And then you take a phone, and after a while, you can't see the picture anymore. It's gone. It disappears. That's the same thing with cloning. So this is why you're seeing so many people with dementia. Not saying anybody with dementia is a clone, so please don't take it that way. But like with Joe Biden, with dementia and looking really weird and his face is really not the same. It's because they're having to speed up the process of the new clones that they make, and they're deteriorating faster. So that part, I do believe. And if you hear my cat meowing, she's in heat, and it's driving me crazy. It's all day long. All day long. Can you hear her? Oh my God, it's loud. So, would you hush? Get over here. Get over here. Golly. Oh my God. Okay. So with body sleeves, this is the difference, that you have a, I don't know what they use. It's some type of synthetic material, and it's kind of like robotic. And they take a little bit of your essence of who you are, and they transfer it into this synthetic body. Now, he was saying that that's not possible to be done. Me believe that it can. But what I do know is that your soul cannot be taken out of this temple, this body that you're in, which is your temple, cannot be taken out. So they must leave the body, that your temple must be in some kind of frozen state, and just your memories and just your thoughts. So it's like an essence of you, I believe, is what they download into a computer. And your body, your soul stays in your human body, while just the essence of you lives in this body sleeve. But I think if the temple dies, then I think that eventually that essence that would die, is what I think. But the soul, they cannot grab your soul and transfer your soul. They just can't. So I do agree with him on that part. Your soul cannot be transferred, but I do believe they can do body sleeves. Now, there are many videos on body sleeves. Yes, I'm talking about things that are really hard to understand. But like I said, guys, when I started really getting in here and doing this stuff was many years ago. Many, many years ago. And I was blown away at the stuff I found. I would have never thought about it in a million years that it could be true. But I double checked, I triple checked, I quadruple checked everything. And I still listen to other people talk about stuff because I want to make sure that I understand a lot more than what I do now. It's hard to believe. So you're asking me, why am I talking about this? The reason I'm talking about this is because I had a gentleman that's been reaching out to me for spiritual advice, counseling, and I'm not really 100% good right now, but I am trying my best with this gentleman because he asked for my help. And if someone needs help, I will help. I will help. And I came up with a number last night, which was 1/3. And it just came to me while I was working with this man. So this is the way I see it. Now, you're going to listen to other psychics. You're going to listen to other light workers. You're going to listen to other people. And everybody's going to have a different opinion. So just because I say one thing doesn't mean you have to believe me. But I will tell you that I have been spot on so many things. I have been spot on. So I tend to trust source, and I believe that my downloads do not lie. The way I see it is the military will have to get rid of the clones and the body sleeves. The man in the video is saying that in this world they'll stay, and we leave this world and go to a different dimension. I believe that the military is going to destroy all of the clones in the body sleeves. Now, if you're in a body sleep and your body is frozen, I believe that the military is going to wake these people up. They're probably not going to be very happy, but they're going to wake them up because they have to give their free will. They have to make the choice. Do they want to stay or do they want to not? You know what I'm saying? They have to make their own choices. They can't do it in that body sleep because you're not actually talking to the person. You're talking to an essence of the person. Now, you're probably saying, I'm not going to believe you, Jackie. So that's fine. But how many times have you talked to somebody or been approached by somebody? They weren't mean. They weren't violent. They weren't ugly. They just gave you this really weird feeling. And you're like, I can't put my finger on what this person is. What's wrong with them? I don't like it. It feels weird. And you just quit talking to them. You may have been approached by a clone. You may have been approached by a body sleep. And because there's no soul there, you're not transferring energy. This was the whole reason why they wanted to keep us 6 feet apart, because of the energy that goes around our body. And the more that you're connected to earth and the more awake you are, the stronger your energy is. This is why you don't even have to stand next to somebody. You can just walk near somebody. You're like, ugh, what was wrong with him? And they're like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. It's because you can feel the energy. This is why hugs feel so good, because you're transferring your positive energy to someone else to help heal them. This is why animals, when you're around an animal and you're like, oh, I feel so much better. I can't believe my dog just came over here and sat next to me and I feel so much better, because your dog is giving you their energy to heal you. This is why going outside, hiking and being at the lake, even fishing makes you feel good, because the energy that comes off the water, the energy that's coming off the sun, the energy that's coming from the air, the energy that's coming from the plants heal you. This is why you feel better. This is why people have little gazebos and sit out in their garden and they're like sitting out there for hours and they feel better, because the energy heals you. So regardless of what you want to believe on that one, don't believe me, go outside and go sit underneath the tree and then come back and talk to me, because you're going to feel better. These people who don't have a soul, you can't feel any energy. So you feel like you've walked up to a wall, which sometimes a wall will have energy. We're surrounded by energy. So when you're around something that's just not, you feel it. And you don't have to be psychic. You feel it. You can't put your finger on it. You don't want people to think you're crazy, so you don't say anything. But you feel it. And everybody here has felt that. Everybody has felt that. You've either been on a date with somebody, you've either had somebody in school, you had a teacher or a boss. There's somebody in your life that you've come across at least one time that there was something about that person. You don't know what it was, but there was something about that person. You did not like being around them. They were weird. I'm telling you, you probably met a clone. You probably met somebody that was in a body sleep. This has been going on in the video. He says since the 70s. I think it's been going on since probably the friggin' 1920s or longer. This is why Hillary Clinton and them wanted to go to Iraq. They wanted to get the body of Gilgamesh. Now, if you haven't been down the Gilgamesh rabbit hole, please go down the Gilgamesh rabbit hole. If I need to do a video on just Gilgamesh, I will. I asked Source and I had to go down different rabbit holes. I had to go down Gilgamesh. I had to go down King Solomon. I went back to Gilgamesh. I went back to King Solomon. Then I went to the Samaritans. And then I went to the Anunnaki. And then from the Anunnaki, I learned about the Lions. Okay? I'm just telling you. And if you haven't been down any of those rabbit holes, you need to, or message me and I will help you as much as I can. Let me know what video you want me to make if you haven't been down these rabbit holes that can help you explain what you're getting ready to step into. The Anunnaki, you've got to go down the Anunnaki. I've talked about the Anunnaki. You've got to go down the Anunnaki. You cannot be awake and not go down the Anunnaki rabbit hole. Sorry. If you haven't been down the Anunnaki rabbit hole and you claim you're awake and you claim you know everything, I am telling you, you don't know shit. You don't. You got to go down the Anunnaki rabbit hole. And then you got to go beyond that, because the Anunnaki were made by the Lyrans, who are cat people. The cat people and the reptile people got together to stop a war, and they produced the Anunnaki. So you got to go even past the Anunnaki, but at least if you can get to the Anunnaki and understand that part, then you understand why you are the way you are, why the Bible is the way it is. And I did find in the CIA files the book of Adam and Eve. And in this book, it talks about Eve was actually Adam's daughter. So now that makes sense why they talk about Adam's first wife. And everybody goes, Adam didn't have a first wife. There was only Eve. Well, what if she did die in childbearing? What if? I don't know. But I found that very not weird, because I had heard so many times that Eve was not his first wife. But what if she just wasn't his wife at all? So you can email me and I will email you the book if you want. It's a PD file and you can read it yourself. I don't care. You don't want to believe it. I don't care. I'm only talking to the people that want to wake up, who want to understand things, because that's what I'm supposed to do, help you. I'm not going to do the work for you, but I will help you as much as I can. But anyway, I want to go back to the body sleeves and the clones, because I believe that the military is going to take them out. Now, during the 10 days when that's going to happen, I'm not sure, but we know it happens before November 5th. So November's the cutoff. So either they do it this month, next month, or the next couple of months. But regardless, it's going to happen. And if you're paying attention to the debt clock, you will see that silver is actually $159 an ounce as of right now. Now, tonight, it may go up to $160. Tomorrow, it may be $161. It goes up $1 every day, sometimes $2 a day. You just have to go look at it. They're manipulating the price of our money because our dollar has already crashed. We are living in a lie, bad. And they're holding it together with probably twigs. I don't even think they're strong sticks. I think they're just twigs. And I hate going to work. I hate, because I know everything is about to crash. And eventually, you're going to get paid and the bank's not going to give you your money. That's coming. It's coming. So everything's freaking crazy. But if you're not at least paying attention and listening to things and going to double check things that I say, you're just not going to be ready. And I'm falling off this cushion. Let me stand up a second and push this cushion back. Okay. All right. So when we finally lock down and we have the 10 days of what the hell? Oh my God. Cat. Get out. Get out. Look what you did. You made a mess. Oh my God. Oh my God. When I tell you that this stuff is affecting animals as well, you have no idea. This cat got stuck in the blinds, in the window, had her foot stuck on the wallpaper that I put up, and then had her foot stuck in a sponge and was in between the blinds, the wallpaper, and a sponge. What the shit? Oh, Jesus Christ. This thing here. This thing here. This thing. What the hell? And I don't know how to edit, so I apologize. So anyway, they're going to have to get rid of those things. They're going to have to wake the people up that are in cryogenics. That's the word I'm looking for. Cryogenics. Wake them up and tell them what's going on. And they're going to have to make a choice. Now, the people that are going to see the videos and learn about the truth I honestly am being told that the ones that are going to have the worst time are the ones that think they're awake. The ones that are completely asleep aren't going to have as a hard time as the ones, that are thinking that they're awake. But that's where we're going to get our 1/3 of the population gone. So whatever number that they show, just go look at the debt clock. So look at that number there. This is what they say that is population. That's a lie, okay? Because you've got some people that play 2 or 3 people. Some of these people that are in Congress are actually actors. And they're in movies, and you go see them in the movies. Some of these people are not even real. Some of them are holographs. So that number that they're showing you is not actual real number. Then you get rid of clones, because to me that's not real people. I don't care if they have families or jobs or they cook good. They're not real people. They're synthetic. They're not made from source. So they're not real to me. So that shouldn't even count as people, but they count them as people because they believe they're a real person. Well, they have the essence of a real person. People that are in body sleeves that transferred some of their self into a thing so they can live in another body or live longer, I don't consider them real because their bodies are in cryogenics. Maybe they're not even alive anymore. I don't know. I really don't know too much about this. And I'm not going to go back down that hole. I'm just going to wait for that information to come out, and then I'll just learn it from there. But I'm just taking what I get. But the number is already a lot lower than what we think. But whatever the actual number is, we're going to lose 1/3 of that, is what I'm being told. So it's not going to be half the population. It's going to be 1/3 of it. So that's people that are going to hurt themselves and not survive that. It's going to be people that get hurt from someone else that don't survive that. And then it's going to be getting rid of the clones and the body sleeves. And then, of course, you have the reptiles that use cloaking devices, which it has something to do with a frequency that we can't see. And then we just see it as a human. Those are going to be gone. So what you look around and you're like, there's just no way. I don't believe that there's just not that many people on the planet. Well, there's not that many people on the planet. So we're going to lose about 1/3 of what is actually here. So I'm just going to put out a number. Let's say they're saying we have 3 billion people on the planet. Maybe we only have 2.5 billion people. And then we're going to lose 1/3 of that. So I'm just throwing out numbers there for you. But I heard clearly 1/3. So 1/3, I believe, is what we're going to lose. Now, from what survives, these are the people that will make the choice if they want to go forward. This is living in a higher frequency. This is what the ascending is. When you ascend, you go up. We want to go to a higher frequency. Your higher frequencies are love, caring, compassion, all of those things. The lower frequencies are depression, anger, despair, murder. That's a lower frequency. Fear is a lower frequency. This is why they constantly put fear on the news, because they're trying to keep you in that lower frequency. This is why you have a really good day and you turn on the news and then you go to bed and you're crying. You're like, oh, it's so awful. They never want to show you anything good. They only show you the bad shit. And some of that bad shit that they're showing you is scripted and filmed. It's not even real. Dog. I mean, I can't tell sometimes, so I just choose not to look at it. Like, I don't like to post a lot of war pictures because I can't tell if it's pictures from a prior war that they're recirculating as this war, or this burning building that just blew up, if it's a building that blew up in a different country, 20 years ago, and then they're recycling it as the building just blew up today. You can't tell. They're that good at it. They're that good at it. So I don't like to show it. But they do that. What is that? Okay. For fear. To scare you, to keep you in the lower vibrations, because when you're afraid and you're scared, you're easier to control. You're easier to manipulate. You're easier to give up your freedom. They're like, oh, all these school shootings, all these poor kids are dying because you have a gun. And you think, oh my God, I have a gun and my gun kills people. Let me give my gun away. When did your gun get legs and go walk somewhere and fire on its own? When? I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm itching. It's because Trump does not want me to talk about this. Ah! I hate having a psychic attack. Your gun is not alive. Your gun does not go and kill people. The person that holds the gun actually does the killing. So that's like, I can take this speaker here, okay? It's not alive, it's a speaker. But I can go hit somebody in the head with it and knock them out. Did the speaker do it on its own, or did I use the speaker to knock them out? That's the difference between guns, okay? So when they tell you guns kill people, anything can kill people. My drinking cup can kill people. Oh my God. My dog over here, I can train her to kill people, okay? Anything can be used to kill somebody. I can go get a fork. And if I want to kill somebody with a fork, I could probably do it. I have to stab him in the eyeball or something, but I could probably do it. Do you understand? Anything can kill somebody. It's the intention that you put into the weapon of choice that kills them. So people that want guns because they just want to fire beer cans because they think it's fun, they would never use it to shoot at anybody. Their intention is not to kill. So the gun is not going to kill anybody. The gun is not dangerous. It's dangerous to the beer can, but it's not dangerous to anyone else, because as soon as they take the bullets out and they put the gun away and they lock it, the gun is secure. The gun is not going to secretly get out and go walk down the street and go shoot anybody at any schools or any malls or at the gas station, because guns cannot do that. Real people. Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to have the intention. So they confuse you telling you guns kill people. But if you pay attention to my channel, I am showing you that all these people from the Middle East that they've brought over here are using knives. Your knives attack are what are killing people. You got the story right now going on of a woman that was at the grocery store with her 3-year-old son. And a woman went and got a knife, and they followed her around. They got her on all kinds of camera views, walking around with a knife. She followed this woman and her baby to the car, and she brutally stabbed a 3-year-old boy and the mother. The mother surviving, but the little boy died. And she's at court right now laughing and smiling about it. Knives are killing more people because they're using that as a weapon of choice than guns. But nobody's talking about knife attacks. No one's talking about how easy it is to go get a knife. Nobody. But they want to keep you afraid of guns when you really should be afraid of people walking around with knives. I've got videos of people walking around with machetes and swords. Freaking swords, people. Swords. And they want you to be afraid of a gun. Now, can you win a fight with a knife and a gun? And the answer is yes. If your name is Geronimo. Because Geronimo, oh, you're going to love this story. Geronimo was very spiritual, and no bullet could hit Geronimo. So Geronimo has been the only person I know of that could take a knife to a gunfight and win. So if you're not Geronimo, it probably wouldn't work for you. And if you don't believe me about Geronimo, email me. I will send you the video so you can listen to about Geronimo. Or YouTube it yourself. But that is the only person that can win a knife fight with a gun. Gun and knives. He can win with a knife, is what I'm trying to say. He's the only one that can show up and win. That's a whole nother story about Geronimo. I can talk about Native American another day, but That's why they're trying to scare you, because they know that if you have a gun, that they can't beat you. But if you only have a knife, they got a better chance because they're going to have their guns. That's what they're not telling you. They're going to say, oh, we'll protect you. Well, talk to the people right now in many cities who dial 911 for an emergency and they're put on hold. That's the same people that are telling you to give up your guns because they're going to protect you. But now they're telling you they're putting you on hold. And sometimes they're not even answering. Sometimes 911's not even working. But yet they don't want you to have a gun because they're going to protect you. Who? Who is protecting you? You don't have a gun. You can't protect yourself. They're not answering the phone. What are you supposed to do? So anyways, that's your lower vibration. That's your lower frequency. And that keeps you in total chaos. It keeps you afraid. And you think, oh, I'll just do what they tell me to do because they're going to save me. Well, until you call and no one answers the phone, they're not going to come save you. They're not. Don't even think it. So I wanted to get that out. I wanted people to understand. I know I talked about a whole bunch of different stuff, and I do that sometimes because I hear it here, it's telling me, and I go off subject because there's something somebody needs to pick up. So if I've said something that has triggered something and you're like, wait a second, I want to know more about that, email me, message me. I'll send you a link to my room and you can talk to me there. Or if you find me on Facebook, you can message me through Facebook. I can talk to you on Messenger on Facebook if you want to do that. Just put my name in. It's the same as this channel. Find me. You can do that, or you can find my Jackie's Crystals and More on Facebook. I have a page there. You can message me there. I can send you a link to whatever you need. There's many ways to get a hold of me, but I'm not putting my phone number out here. But I will put my email. You can reach out to me and I can lead you to these other subjects. But there's a whole bunch of stuff out there. But it's very important to understand clones are real, body sleeves are real. 1/3 of the population of what we will find out is the population is not going to make it. And the thing is, do you really want to go forward? Because you've got to make up your mind. You've got to figure it out. Either you like this life, you like what's going on, you like being in fear of driving your car and wondering if you when you get out to pump gas, if someone's going to stab you in the head with a knife or possibly shoot you or rob you, or maybe your child goes to school and gets beat up. If that's the life you like, then you go for it. You keep it. You stay in this dimension. You stay here. The rest of us don't. We're moving. We're moving. That's what ascension is. It's going up. That's ascending, descending, ascending. Okay? It's not that we're going to be floating off. You know, our bodies are just going to rise. We're going to float off, or we're just going to disappear. I think people that want to stay in a lower vibration will not be able to see us because higher frequency cannot be around a lower frequency. It's going to be painful. And people are not going to want to be around anyone with a higher frequency. You're already noticing that. You're already seeing people that you used to talk to who will not wake up and not listen to you, not want to be around you because your words, your frequency hurts them and they cannot handle it. It actually pains them. That's why they're saying, God, you're hurting my head, because it hurts their head. When you first start to wake up, you're deprogramming yourself, and it's painful. It was very painful for me. It was very painful for you, whether you want to admit it or not. You had migraines. You were hurting as you were doing this research, and you had to force yourself to keep going. They don't want to go through the pain. We went through the pain. They don't. So your frequency actually physically hurts them. They're getting a migraine. They're not lying. They are getting a migraine. And when they get away from you, they feel better. They go back into their depression. They go back into their lower frequency. They get away from you. It's true. Either you want to believe it or you don't want to believe it. It's fine. And I don't understand why more people don't explain this. It's so easy to explain because we've all experienced it, or we are experiencing it. This is why you'll go into a building and you're like, I got to get out of here because everybody in there's negative. Your frequency can't vibe with that. It's not going to work. You've got to get away from it. You've got to be where your frequency is. This is why you're changing friends. This is why you've changed boyfriends or girlfriends. This is why you can't go to work anymore. This is why you can't do this or do that. It's because it's actually happening. This is why there's going to be a separation of the two. It's not because we're going to float up to heaven. It's because we can't be around each other. We're going to look like we literally disappeared. They're going to look like they disappeared to us. You're going to look like you disappeared to them. They can't be around you. So believe it or not, it's there. That's the best I can do. So this is the end of this. I don't like going over 30 minutes too much, especially with these cats acting crazy, getting stuck in the blinds and then stuck in wallpaper, and the other one meowing. I apologize. I really apologize. But the frequencies that we're going through, this vibration with the energy going up and down, or breaking. If you're looking at the Sherman report, you know what I'm talking about. It does affect our animals. So if you're not watching how the animals are reacting right now, you're not awake. Why are the birds acting crazy? Why are the ants acting crazy? Why are your pets acting crazy? Because this affects animals as well. And I'm also hearing that some flowers are turning its back to the sun. Pay attention to things. Things that you wouldn't normally look at it. See it. Understand what you're seeing. You're not crazy. You are seeing it. You're seeing it. You've got to snap out of worrying about what other people think about you and worry about what you're thinking about yourself. Then we can help other people. But until you help yourself, you can't help anyone else. So either believe it or don't believe it. But by not at least looking at it and understand what you're looking at, you're not helping yourself. And you probably will be part of that 1/3. I hate it. I really do. I really, really hate it. But I can see just people not surviving the truth. They don't want to. They're going to feel like it's their fault. They're going to be disgusted when they find out they've been eating human meat. When they find out why they've been fed human meat, that's going to really get to people. They're understanding that you've been drinking freaking people's crap in the water. Their feces. You've been drinking people's feces. You've been, you're being fed feces. When you find all of this out, a lot of people are not going to be able to handle it. They're just not. They're just not. So do the best you can. Be open-minded. Listen to things you wouldn't normally listen to, and listen to different people and get different perspectives, and then you come up with your own truth. You don't have to just believe me, but at least listen to it, because there's a lot of information out there. And the time, like I said, I don't think we're going to go all the way to November, but it's coming. Watch the silver on the debt clock. Silver is actually a lot more. And the dollar is zero. The dollar's gone. Dollar's gone. Your dollar ain't worth nothing. It ain't worth nothing. We can't trade with anybody. Nobody wants our damn paper. It's bad, guys. It's really bad. But anyway, let me know if there's something you want me to talk about, or if it's just you personally. Let me know. Like I said, I just have good days and I have bad days, and this is just another bad day today. But I needed to make it because I needed to get this out. So do your research today on clones and body sleeves. Learn as much as you can. Listen to rappers. They talk a lot about it. And remember, it sounds crazy, but there's truth to it. So you figure out what you want to believe, and you believe that. And hopefully this will get you through the truth. And as more things come up that I feel like I need to talk about, I'll make more videos. All right, guys, have a good day. All right.